Race of the championship underway, 250 kilometres around the streets of Sydney. So let's get our huge day at the track underway with the Utes. It is time for their second race of the weekend. Here is Scotty McLaughlin and Chad Neylan.
Thanks, Brett. Looking forward to this one. It is the final round of the championship for these guys. We're likely going to be crowning Chris Walton as champion in this race. There's Adam Marjoram in the Auto 1 ute. And a big good morning to you, Scott McLaughlin. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, pretty pumped. Looking forward to a good race here.
You dried off?
Yeah, now I am. Yeah.
It was very, very wet. And we've got the reverse grid order up on screen. So it's actually going to be Michael Armand on pole position for the first time in the utes alongside Elliot Barber, who's already won himself a race earlier this year in the reverse grid. But we've got Chris Walton out of third. Probably the favourite to win this race from back there. And a chance to go collecting a championship. Keeping up for Mason Barbera. He's from your neck of the woods over in New Zealand, just 17 years of age.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he actually won a national championship in karts this year. So, yeah, he's a good young talent coming through. So
here comes the Renko ute, although it wasn't a completely trouble-free day for him yesterday.
Oh.
Talk about jitters on championship day, one of a few guys to get into trouble. And look at this, turned around inside of the finish line by Nathan Pretty. If he didn't have that happen, he'd be champion already.
Yeah, well, there we go. But, you know, that's what happens, and that's what all championships are about. But he needs to get a good start here, and, you know, he's in a good position. Third, he just needs to finish and get through out of the trouble.
That's it right there. That's how it looks. And Dixon trying to chase down Cedars. Also McNally, who was second in yesterday's race. One to watch out for. You've won a championship crowned at this track. What's it like?
It's nerve-wracking, but yeah, hopefully they get a good start here. It's going to be pretty good. Red lights are on here.
Okay.
Let's go.
Away we go. Gee, good start.
Oh, no,
we've got a potential stall at the back. That's why we've got the yellow flags waving. Looks like everyone's going to get through there. Okay. Jeremy Gray side by side with Jesse Dixon. Gee, the leader's got an absolute bolter of a start.
Wow.
Nathan Pretty's going to go the long way up the inside.
They're trying to go better than us, 5 wide or something into turn 1.
I think that took a cue a few boys yesterday. Riding on with Craig Dontis. It's tight out there. He's got Ryle Harris, yesterday's race 1 winner, in front of him.
Maybe just trying to pick a spot here. It's quite tight when you come up to this part of the track. One of the tightest parts on the track. Looks like,
big block up. I think it was Fisher.
Walton just be taking his time getting through here. No damage. And he's got away pretty good. The field looks all right. It sounds like someone spun out, though.
Maybe some more. Bit of push and shove. Everyone's pointing in the right direction this time through. A couple of lock breaks, though.
Marjoram.
Thought about a move potential up the inside.
Yeah, I wouldn't pass there for the first lap. Maybe he had to be right up the inside.
Cold tyres down at turn 5. You could think of better spots to do it.
I might have been right.
And there is your countryman. I think you were right. Mason Barbera, that's sad.
Yeah, that sucks. And, you know, obviously, young bloke probably hasn't got the biggest budget either, so, you know, damage is quite hard around here.
His first weekend with our Aussie utes. He finished on the podium at Pukekohe last weekend, doing a very good job.
Yeah, okay. So hopefully that doesn't bring out a safety car. It looks like the field's got away into a nice, clean pack, and that's what you want as a driver. You just want to get on with it, get into your rhythm and move on. But, you know, it seems like it's all pretty clean at the moment, mate.
Jeremy Gray was thinking about a move up the inside down there on Ryan Hansen. You can't see it with the helmet on, but he's got a pretty mean mohawk today, Ryan Hansen.
He's always had a pretty sick haircut, you could say. So
he's got rid of the mop.
Yeah. So it's pretty full on. But man, this is my first utes race. I thought it might have been a bit more crazy, but this might be commentator's curse.
Hold your horses.
Yeah, I know.
Still 9 laps to go. Yeah.
I know.
Remember Alex Davison saying that once, and then. The ute equivalent of Armageddon happened at the Gold Coast. Down the front straight we go, and here we go now as Chris Walton looks to make a move on Michael Armand.
Big break into turn 1 here. It's the brakes obviously cool down the straight, but then get really hot into turn 1, so it's quite easy to lock your rear brakes. Well, it is for us, but I'm sure for these guys, obviously a little bit of lock brake there. Try to make the turn roll. Harris here looks very quick. Uses the curve there.
The brake pedal in these utes much more equivalent to we got local yellows down here. This will be for safety car boys.
Yeah.
So safety car deployed.
So it must be for the Barbera's car, is it?
Yeah, I think it's because we got Barbera pulled over down on the left-hand side. Let's see if we can dissect what happened here, Scott. A big lock-up.
It looks like his bonnet's already bent.
Damage was done at
It's maybe one.
And
team might have gone. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. It's obviously vision might have been hard, but I wonder if it's maybe punctured a radiator or something like that. And it's obviously got a few warnings on the dash, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, as soon as these things start to overheat, you want to shut it off as quickly as you can. Danny Buzadzik had the mother of all engine detonations during practice. Looked like a bushfire happening over the back part of the circuit. Okay, Petters safety cars out there on the racetrack, so we're going to duck off for a quick ad break. Final race, or final weekend for these guys. We'll be back with more from the Sydney NRMA 500 shortly.
still going to have, you would think, hopefully, at least 4 laps that will get under angriness with this safety car situation being cleaned up shortly once we get the tilt tray organised. Spud, what is this track like to drive? It's extreme.
To celebrate the 30th anniversary of George Fury's extraordinary pole position at Bathurst, Nissan released the Nissan Pulsar Triple S Heritage Edition. Only 40 were produced, and V8 Supercars were lucky enough to give one away to one of our viewers. And the winner is Liam West from Bray Park, Queensland. There are still a couple of Heritage Edition Pulsar Triple S available. To find out more, visit nissan.com.au.
Plenty of cool things to see and do around the Sydney Olympic Park precinct this weekend. We've got the GWS Giants taking the academy out on the road and teaching the kids how to kick a footy. Need to work on the aim just a little bit, but I think they're getting the hang of it. That's how you kick, Scott.
Oh, mate, I kick pretty good. I should be on the Giants, to be honest.
I reckon you might be able to get a start. And obviously Western Sydney based, the GWS Giants, and good little activation, that one, getting the kids out there busy kicking the footy around as we are getting set to go back to green flag racing. It's the Just Car Insurance Ute Murphy Motorsport racer Elliot Barber who's going to lead us to the green flag. The champion-elect right behind him, Chris Killer-Walton in the Renko Ute. Is he going to go for broke and do a Jamie Whincup style, win the championship, win the race? Or is he just going to sit there and be patient, back to racing?
I don't know. I was Jamie. I'd be happy to go for a broke because he's won about 5 or 6 now. But yeah, look, he's got a good restart here. He's a little bit ahead of everyone else, and now challenging Barber, so he's actually doing a good job.
It's kind of like trying to win the game with a 6 at the end of a 2020 game. Doing it in style. Is that how Chris Walton's going to go about it? Now we are seeing some debris flags down there in turn 2, possibly coolant.
Yeah, well, obviously, you know, Barber probably would have probably would have stopped, dropped a little bit of oil or radiator fluid there. So yeah, just obviously just giving them a bit of a mindful. Sometimes nothing's there, but just to be careful. But yeah, they're sliding through 5. Very easy to get wide, as you've seen Lowndes and Ambrose go on 2 of the best races we've seen. So it's a tough course, really tough. It's hard on the cars and hard on the drivers.
If Lowndes and Ambrose can get it wrong in turn 5, I think that pretty much excuses anyone from doing it. Elliot Barber, our actual race winner right now, or race leader, put it in the fence there on Friday. Also, Andrew Fisher put it in the fence on the outlap.
Yep.
First session.
Really? Okay.
Riding on board with Adam Ardrum. Never good to do it on the outlap.
No, well, they're braking pretty deep here. For them, with standard sort of brake package, they're braking sort of where we are, and you know, obviously going a little bit slower, but still, you know, they're pretty impressive.
That was some good side-by-side racing further
Walton's
back in the pack.
challenging hard.
Here we go.
But see, you're at this stage now when you're championship leader, but you don't want to go slow. Oh, here we go.
Oh man, and that was Hansford getting himself into trouble in the same corner where he got into a bit of action yesterday. He's going to hang out Jesse Dixon here.
He's just going to get freight trained here.
Yeah. Through goes Jane, the West End Mazda Ford. I know that's a bit of an odd one. He's in there as well. It's Roll Harris.
Oh, mate, you got to be careful. That's ridiculous. You can't turn into a guy down the straight, but
it's an unusual front straight with the walls coming in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Reece McNally's going to get a bit of a toe.
Problem having an anti-clockwise track, mate. You're always on the outside if you get boxed out. So
kind of like Barbagallo when you get hung out the left there for a few corners. You'll be out there all day.
Outside. Walton straight down the inside here.
Here we go. So he wants to win the race, not just the championship, but he makes the move stick down at turn 2. Just gets that thing stopped nice.
Yeah, well done. Like that's what I was saying before. What do? Do you push on, or do you hold back and make yourself vulnerable? I think he's doing the right thing here.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we've got a fair bit of action going on.
He's still
riding on
getting
board.
past Dixon.
Paul Dixon's going backwards here. Now he's thinking about third in the championship.
Okay, yeah.
And look at this, it's not working out. He's going to be back there with Cedars in a minute.
Got to be careful. He's on the marbles there. But no, he's popped in. But how's that? You go back one and you're back probably 6 or 7. I reckon he's gone behind. So.
Oh man, it's limping around, isn't it? Look at him on the defensive. He's got Slick Medicat behind him and also Adam Marjoram.
Something's going on here.
On the defensive as well up the inside at 8. And he's going to get jumped here by Dontas.
It's a flat tyre. I reckon he's got. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Steering maybe?
Yeah.
I think
He's either got some rear suspension damage or he's got a flat tyre.
Oh, look at the aggression from Jesse Dixon. This is going to end in tears the way these guys are squabbling at the moment. The Qualify Me Falcon on the outside is second at the point. Cedars.
Oh.
He cops one from Mediki.
Mate, that's tight there. Those boys done well to get through there without contact and stuff like that. But it's pretty awesome, this race. It's good.
Marjoram's still struggling back there as well. This is Slick Mediki's 99th race in the series. He'll be ticking off race number 100 in the final race later today. Check out McLeod's ute. That thing's battered at the moment.
Obviously starting the back of the VAUs isn't too good.
And, it's spewing some coolant out as well out the front now, McLeod's car. So that could be a little bit of a problem. Just to spice things up a little, put some coolant out there. We've reduced the laps down to 7, so there'll be one more to go at the end of this one for Chris Killer-Walton.
Yeah, well, Walton will be pretty happy about that one, but he looks fast. He's put a 1.3 second gap already, and he's just charging on. But one of the two fastest laps of the race too, so he's doing a cracker job. Well, McLeod now looking up the inside into 2 on Greenbury.
And that's a nice move.
Pretty easy.
Gets it stopped.
And that thing's beat up, isn't it? Look at it.
Looks like something out of a video game.
Far out.
Man, that thing's absolutely crawling to the finish of the weekend at the moment. So Walton leading the race and will be winning the championship in about 2 minutes' time, the way things are going.
And I'll tell you, these couple of laps are probably the most nervous of your life. You're thinking there's something wrong. There's oil or there's gearboxes going or something like that. I remember Mike when we were winning here a couple of years ago, and it was crazy, or the things that I was thinking about. But he's just got to put his head down and he'll be right. But he's got, a lap and a half to go. He should be good, hopefully.
So you got the advantage from starting at a 3rd in the reverse grid race after yesterday's dramas with Nathan Pretty. So it's still looking pretty good though for Ryle Harris. He's 9th at the moment. He's jumped up 3 spots, so should be starting towards the front later on in the final race this weekend. Walton will be near the front as well. And race 1 winner has gone on to win race 3 at every single round so far this year. This looks maybe gearbox related, or it's not.
It looks
starting.
like he's in the fence.
Oh, he's in the fence. You picked that one early.
Yeah. Oh, he's out of there, but he's obviously not too happy. It's quite hard. I reckon he's maybe been put in there. If someone's gone down the inside of him, maybe left them not enough room, or he's locked up. One of the two, but I'd say it's the first one in the ute category.
There'll be a guilty party somewhere involved.
Yeah.
Final lap now for Chris Walton. Your 2012 Rookie of the Year. Was aggressive last year through the championship, made some mistakes, fenced a few blokes, but calmed himself down. Smoke coming out the back of Elliot Barber's car here. It was Jesse Dixon.
A bit of a half move, but he was there. He was there. Or maybe yeah, he wasn't. I don't know. I'm not going to say.
You fenced it up. I thought you were going to drill him on that one.
Yeah, Walton's done a lot of racing. He's done obviously the New Zealand stuff as well, but he was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago racing karts, and does a lot of kart racing as well, so it's pretty cool to see. And I was talking to him over there. He's pretty nervous about this whole deal, but it's good to see him coming through.
Michael Arman putting the pressure onto the back of Elliot Barber with the last few corners remaining. Pickles Options joining the series, and in the 25th year of Hog's Breath Cafe, they've come on for another year as well. And for Chris Walton, he'll become the second man to go the Trans-Tasman Double. We've seen Chris Pither win both the Ute Series over in New Zealand and our homegrown one here in Australia. Chris Walton wrapped up the New Zealand Ute Series on the weekend. Last weekend, in between his Vegas trip, he came home via New Zealand to win their championship, then stop here to win this one.
Probably the cleanest looking Ute out there too. Obviously, being up the front is very nice.
He's really come of age though in the last couple of years. Queenslander just calmed himself down, stopped making some of those mistakes that he's been making recently, and he's going to join some pretty illustrious names right now. Guys like Warren Luff have been able to win this championship. Final corner, your champion for 2014 in the V8 Ute Series, fueled by Hog's Breath Cafe, is Chris Killer Walton, and he does it with the exclamation mark, the 6 to win the game, so to speak.
Do a skid, come on.
You've done some pretty good burnouts this year. I think now is the time to celebrate.
Yeah, he's got to do a burnout, you have to.
That's the only way to go. Yeah, he does need those tyres for one more race, I might remind you.
Oh, is it another? Oh, sorry. Yeah,
okay. Still going to come out later today.
Righto.
I'm not sure if Gary would be overly happy if you went smoking the tyres after a race 2 victory.
Yeah, no.
But that's very impressive and doing a fantastic job to take that win. Congratulations for Chris Walton. Elliot Barber bringing it home in second at the end of the day. And Ford continuing that domination. 16 wins to 7 so far this year in the V8 Ute Series as we look forward to the future. And thanks to Hogs Breath Cafe for being part of it once again. Here he is, though. The Renko Ute wraps up the championship with a race to spare. And this means for the 3rd time, Cedars will finish second. If he manages to finish second, looks like he's just about got that one sewn up later today. He has actually, looking at those points. But at the end of the day, it'll be the Renko Ute that takes the championship for 2014. Thanks very much to Scotty. We'll see you out there later in the day. And it's